I was born in 1970, and Little House on the Prairie was something that was a big impact on my life. We would watch it every single week, and we all enjoyed it so much. So why did Little House on the Prairie become so popular? What was it about Little House on the Prairie that draw people to fond memories and draw people to enjoy it so much even in 2025? And we're going to have the money saving mindset of it all, because Little House on the Prairie can teach us more than just values or more than just beautiful videos and movies. It can teach us a lot. So why was Carolyn Ingalls, Ma Ingalls, so valued as a character in the story? Because she showed a lot of kindness, she showed a lot of self-control, and she also showed a lot of being content on very little. Content on very little is a mindset of saving money, because when we're content, we don't feel like we need to spend so much money. So she is a role model as far as her character to find happiness on very little. She would always get up early in the morning, and the show would, show how she worked each day, but in the book it's even more explanatory. Sometimes the book, I think, explains even more deeper detail than what the movie did or what the TV series did. But she got up every morning, she worked really hard at kneading her bread, baking her bread, and being content with being at home. On Little House on the Prairie, you didn't go away very often, and that's how it was in those days. You were home almost every day of the year, and going away was a luxury. We can take a lot of insight on that, because when we go away, we spend money. And so going away excessively takes a lot of gasoline in your vehicle, plus you're spending a lot of money just going places, because normally when we go away, we have somewhere that we want to go to, and normally it's spending money. People talk about going to fast food restaurants and how it's so quick, but yet when you drive there, you wait there, and then you get home, you're much quicker to make just a simple meal at home that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So their trips, when they went away, were more focused on things with the community, and also it was a luxury. When did we find it a luxury to leave our house? And so that is another thing that I am working on, is not going away, only going away once a week or twice a week at the most. And that is what we're doing. And that, when I do go away, oh, I enjoy it so much more. It's a luxury to me to be able to go away. And remember, in the pioneer days, they may go months without leaving their home. They spent time being busy doing things around the home. They created their homesteads in such a way that they were not bored. They got up when the sun rose and went to bed when the sun set. And they worked and they did things around the home. But they did have some leisure as well, because they didn't have all of this that stole their time. We can get on Facebook for what we think is 10 minutes, and it can end up being an hour or two. Things that steal our time. Well, back in those days, they didn't have things that stole their time. And so they had little luxuries that we don't even have today, because, well, we're busy doing so many other things. They wore their clothes until they couldn't wear them anymore. Now here's a good one. So many times I say to myself, well, I want a new summer clothing, or I want new winter clothing. Well, my clothing have stains on them. I don't want people to see me walking around with stains on my clothing. I don't worry about that so much anymore, because now I'm focusing on not spending so much money and just wearing my clothing and taking care of my clothing. So taking care of your clothing can make a big difference. And put your clothing away, wash them properly, and hanging my clothes on the line saves my clothes from getting, those little balls on them from being in the dryer. When I hang my clothes up, the fabric lasts so much longer. So I don't use a dryer. I hang my clothing up all year round, and people are so fascinated by that. They don't understand that even in the wintertime, you can hang your clothes out and they dry. They freeze dry, or if you just have a little breeze, that's all it takes. And they dry so nicely. Why did we love Little House on the Prairie? I think because it gave us a sense of peace and a calm. And I think that's why people love it even more today, is because we are so bombarded with so much information, so much that we just, our bodies and our souls and our spirits want something calming, want something enjoyable to watch that's not so high-paced. And I do wish there was more things on TV and online, and like Here Comes Love Softly, that's another good one, but there hasn't been anything too recently, and I think that's a shame. I think we should have more movies and more of these shows that depict life at a different era. And so we can learn from all of these resources about how to save money. So recently I took the weekend off and I was just really looking at websites. I was trying to find websites that I could share with all of you that have that peaceful, calm look to it that has to do with saving money. Well, I had a hard time. Every time I would click on this website, it was so bombarded with ads that my old computer couldn't even keep up. I couldn't even open up the page. And I know that people need ads on things, but it was so much. It was ads flashing here and here and here, and well, it just took away from the whole website. I couldn't even see it. But I am going to share with you in the description box some websites that are very calm and they don't have the ads on them. And one of them is Nana Pinches Pennies. That was a really fun one. This Shoestring Cottage was another fun one. And of course there is also Simple Living House. That's another really good one. And I'm going to share those. And she also, Living House, I think is Simple Living, Little House Living. She has a really neat whole section on Little House on the Prairie and how Little House on the Prairie has inspired her. As you know, I have many videos on Little House on the Prairie and on the Waltons and all of that, but how can I put saving money in with those kind of videos? And I realized you can have old-fashioned videos but also save money. You can have the two together because they go together like peanut butter and jelly, because old-fashioned living and saving money, penny pinching living, all go hand in hand, because old-fashioned living is penny pinching money. So that is one thing that I am doing, and I really want to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for enjoying these videos, because I think that in everything in life we can learn something from it. And if we could be a little more content like those of our ancestors, and we can learn how to make ourselves happy without the price tag, I find I'm so much happier. My joy has been lifted. I know that sounds a little strange, doesn't it? But you can wake up and have goals and see, okay, how can I save this? You see, a lot of my viewers are on Social Security, and I will be on Social Security someday, and I think that we all need to learn how to save our pennies a little more. Even though they're not making pennies anymore, they're going to be stop making pennies, because for every penny that's made in the US, it takes 4 cents. But we can start saving our dimes and our quarters. It's about saving the quarters now. All right, so let's go on to the rest of my day, and I'll just share that with all of you. I'll say goodbye now to all of you, but here is the rest of my day, and enjoy spending it with me. And yes, I love my oil lamps. I always will. But having some solar lights have been very beneficial for me too, because I can recharge them over and over again, and I don't have to buy so much of the lamp oil. At $35 a gallon of lamp oil, we use this very, very sparingly, because I don't want to waste all that lamp oil anymore. But I still have a lamp on every single day. Just not 4 or 5 of them anymore. Take care, everyone. Bye.